then end up losing more.
Eastern
It's Valentine's Day.
for their girlfriends. Remember the one that said, "My girlfriend lent me $20," and he lost them on Forex.
Yeah, he lost it. Some guy messaged me saying his girlfriend lent him $20 or 50 or 20, something like that,
Oh,
and
it
he
was $20.
and he lost it, and he's like, I'm in a very bad spot right now. I'm like, oh shit, man.
Oh, and he lost it all on trading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he was from like a poor country or something like that, because he was really down about it. I'm like, oh hell, man, I think you should just get a job and make that back.
I say always get a job first, unless you have enough money to sustain yourself for at least a year.
Yeah. Oh, someone sent me an email. How do I join the live sessions?
What?
Not even joking. It's an email. How can I join the live sessions for the open?
These people, man.
Oh, amazing.
It's not
They
like you
went through all
post
that
them.
trouble to find your email address.
Yeah.
I couldn't find out where the streams held.
Yeah.
He posts about it every day, basically, on his IG.
Yeah, every day I post about
And it's not only one post, it's every post.
Yeah, I mean, you have the link. There's about 3 stories to like the recap, which leads to the channel, and then it's
Yeah.
where it says 6:30 every day, and then there's also a we're on at 6:30 every morning on his story as well.
It's-
But retail sales today.
Nothing on GJ. Gold, nothing.
I managed to catch a sell on GJ.
Gotta wait. Oh, I caught a sale on GJ after. As soon as I left,
Yeah.
I dropped 15 pips.
Oh yes, I caught it on the 15-minute on the retest of the zone.
Yeah. No, I caught the first very drop.
Oh, I see.
Probably not take anything today, unless it's like a perfect setup.
resistance being made. Yeah, GJ is just in a range. He's just ranging.
Yeah, I closed right away, and I knew that as soon as it started to reject that area.
Yeah.
That area there. Yeah, here, because of this noise here, I closed right here. Boop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was a full reversal at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm going to be very careful about today because like this kind of came down, created a low right here, and then the next candle, this one, came down, but it pushed right back up, couldn't go below. This one also came down, pushed right back up. So this is some sort of a important level here, which matches up all the way to the left, and then you know, coming down. There's another one here, support. So it's a lot of mess.
Yeah.
Look at these. These are like tiny ranges.
14 and another 14.
And daily is pretty bullish. There's like 4 big strong bullish candles on the daily.
Oh, what's this? Send chart. Retail sales later on. Interesting. Should be okay. Should be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for UCAD. UCAD.
Your USD trend is down. Price at 50 MA. Daily view making higher wick. Entry. I'll be looking for price action confirmation around this level. Rejection. Retest entry. TP1. I think it's too. I don't know. If we can make it work, that's fine. But I think it's too small. Like the range from where prices right now down to TP1, it's like what 1.08320 something. It's like I don't like Euro USD anyway, so I don't know. If you can make it work, that's awesome. I think Euro USD is a garbage pair. I just hate it. Gold is still in a range. Wow, look at that. Same 1575 level, it couldn't break it.
You see on UCAD, it's currently like at a 4-hour support. So let's see how that plays out with it's gonna play out with the retail sales. Might drop.
Since when do you trade UCAD, man?
No, I was just looking at it.
Oh, okay. Man, you overtrade a lot. Damn.
GPP, GJ hit basically 143, 578 yesterday.
What?
So I don't see it coming back up.
Rakeel's like, what?
578?
Yeah, 143, 578. Basically hit it.
478.
478. Close enough. Same shit. My lines are thick on my chart. Come on.
It's really fucking thick, man.
He's like, what?
They are.
What?
Yeah. I got four. Yeah, I guess 500. Yeah, I guess 476. That's what it's got on my charts. I look at the weekly. It's tapped into that range. It did what it needed to do this week. It's not doing anything.
That was the ultimate level there.
Yes.
Like weekly can't break above.
No, it's not going to break on a Thursday. No. I think the good thing is now with GJ, that sets up huge for next week to break out at that consolidation on the weekly and just fly back up to like 146. It'll pull back today like it normally does because it's Friday, and then it'll fly up next week.
Pull back. You know, if it's gonna pull back, it could pull back all the way to 142,800.
Oh yeah.
One of those.
Well, I was going to say, actually, do you not see any downside on the basis of, so that was a bit of an impulse move in the fact of the Chancellor resigning, and so it brings kind of renewed optimism.
I go with Raj's theory when he talked about Boris Johnson coming into power, and all he just said was the pound is going to go bullish. And I've been talking to a lot of people about GJ in general, because everyone seems to love to trade this pair, even though it's one of the hardest pairs to trade. It doesn't make sense for the pound ever to go down again. Like, it'll have pullbacks, but similar to gold, everybody thinks these pullbacks are a change in direction, and they're not. It's just they're so violent in nature that, yeah, if you're in a long position, you're probably going to get stopped out. But to take a short position, you really have to manage the trade effectively. There's no doubt in my mind, and people want to argue this with me, and I don't want to argue with people. There are short opportunities with gold and with GJ, but I don't think it's valid enough to say, oh, now we're dropping down to like 140, right? Like, so to your point, like, maybe we go to, like what Rakeel said, is we go to 142, 800 or 700, but that's not really a pullback. Like, that's not really a change in direction. That's just a pullback. And yes, of course, you can grab that side, because I've grabbed that side before too. Like when I started trading, I was grabbing both sides because I didn't really fully understand what the market was doing. Now that I know the market is going to have those violent pullbacks, say on gold and GJ, I will wait and take the positions on the ride up, right? So here's a perfect example. Rajo will map this trade out and he'll take a sell down to here. I'll wait till we get down here, look for a rejection like this, and then I'll take the buy on the way up, because I believe that there's more upside than there is trying to guess where the downside finishes. Where Rakeel knows, he's very smart because he can see this over here and he's like, hey, yeah, more than likely we'll hit here and then come to here, and then it might do a little bit of a dance, but then he can exit. But the problem is, people that are new traders don't see that. They're like, oh, well, because we hit this resistance over here, we're going to just drop all the way down here, and they get suckered because the pair moves so fast, right? You get one of these candles here like this going down, and they're like, oh, that's it, change in direction. And it's like, no, that's just going to be something stupid. And you get something afterwards that looks like this, and then it shoots back up, and you're like, oh, what happened? Because even at the end of the live stream yesterday, people were selling off gold, right? Everyone's like, oh, sell gold because the gold is dropping, right? You had this one little candle that started to move down, and everyone takes sells, right? And then all of a sudden this thing shows up, and then it's like, and then you're like, oh, what happened? And this candle happened in like 5 minutes. It was like a 5-minute candle. And you can't prepare for that. And that's my only caution if you're taking shorts. And you're trying to counter trend trade, or you're trying to take these exhaustion moves. It makes sense, but just really manage the trade accordingly. Don't get trapped into thinking that you've caught the top and that now it's just going to drop. Like 143 is the top, guys, and now we're dropping back down to 139. Like, don't think that way. It's just not healthy, because you can see, if you look at the weekly chart, you can see where we took off from. We took off from like 136, 130, 37. We took off from there. So now, you have support, you had support, and eventually we'll have support up here, and we'll return back to here. And that will complete, this triangle of power, as we call it. That's what we'll get back. When we get up to here, oh, definitely start looking for shorts, because we're at a really, really high level. No doubt we can probably drop back into 143, 145 from 148, but over here, I'm a betting man on the fact that we're going up. So I rather look for more upside than try and grab downside. That's sort of what I'm looking to at that point. So just keep that in mind and really manage your trades accordingly. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. That makes sense. And I did also mean just a very
and that's what I mean. And that's the great thing about
100% agree. It's good.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about trading, is people can take both sides of a trade and both be correct. It's just I just hate when people throw their egos in, saying, well, it has to go here, and it's like, it doesn't have to. Just really be careful and think logically, like, why is a pair happening to move, right? Like, why are we doing what we're doing? Like, why is there a pullback today? Like, why? Well, it's Friday, right? So it's Friday candle, end of week, right? So there's going to be a little bit of pullback, and this goes to the story that you tell, right? Usually at the end of a 15-minute candle, or the end of an hour candle, end of a 4-hour candle, there's a little bit of a pullback. So now we have end of a week candle, so last day of the week, there's a little bit of a pullback. So that's okay. That's what you expect. And it's sort of like on Monday, Monday we had a pull down, right? Monday there was the pull down and Tuesday was the pull down to start driving up for Wednesday and Thursday. And now Friday's the pullback. So if you keep those little hints in the back of your head, trading becomes a little bit easier. And then, sometimes you psych yourself out. You'll be like, I don't like the market. It doesn't look good right now. So I'll just hang out, because I know there's a pullback, and I'm not going to get a trade that I'm actually looking for.
And like another thing I was thinking about just right now was that how this move up yesterday, this was after like a guy left and then the new MP was appointed. So that was an impulse move up. Like all this move was market reacting to what was happening in their parliament. And I don't think those changes were enough to really move the pound economically this much.
Hmm.
So I think this move down would be a correction of this move up, like
Yeah,
Gigi
agreed.
does all the time.
Agreed.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking on the basis of it's similar to when we had the election, right? So there was that big impulse move and Boris won again. And
Yeah,
then really when you actually look at things, nothing really changed. And so which is why I'm expecting some sort of correction similar to what happened in December.
yeah, that's true. Like this is gonna get corrected for sure if we stay below this area here, and then if we're lucky, might get this whole correction here to 142 500. But let's see what happens. We can just anticipate.
Someone is bearish on the pound. Please show a chart and please provide an idea. So I think if you're on the YouTube stream and you listen to the YouTube stream and you hear how we talk and how we sort of do analysis on the charts, as a habit, maybe you can lend yourself to do similar analysis instead of just making random comments. Just that may help yourself and it might help other people around you in terms of saying this is up or this is down. Provide some context and maybe you're going to help another viewer because there are 600 viewers on this stream. It's funny, someone actually yesterday said that Rakeel's buying viewers. I didn't realize you could buy viewers on YouTube. But if you spend $5,000 a month for Rakeel, you can buy 1,000 viewers.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, somebody actually said that to me. They're like, the only reason why the live stream has 1,000 people is because someone's buying viewers.
Either someone is generous or I am a retard.
Yeah.
Imagine you pay like a bunch of people just to watch you.
No, you're not paying anybody. It's just bots.
For real? They do that?
Yeah, I didn't even realize you could buy viewers.
You can buy viewers?
Yeah, you can buy viewers.
Oh.
I didn't even realize you can buy likes and stuff. But somebody turned around and said that you could buy viewers. I'm like,
let me see.
Why?
I'm gonna Google that.
I'm like,
Is
why?
it relatives? Has he got his relatives watching?
Yeah, like I mean, I was thinking to myself, like, why would you even
Oh
do that?
man, yes, it's real. It's 100% real. Buy YouTube views, 100% active.
It's views, not viewers.
Views, not viewers.
Views. Oh, okay.
Yeah, views.
Okay, because this person was saying viewers, and I was like, that doesn't.
Yeah, not viewers.
Yeah, I
Views.
don't think you can buy viewers.
Yeah, is buying views illegal? It's not illegal.
Well, nothing's illegal, but I mean, think about the level of stupidity you're at. When
Yeah.
people buy, like, think about it this way: people that buy likes and views and stuff like that. Well, like, that's the dumbest thing in the world. When you think about it, it's like you're skewing your own metrics.
Wow,
Because
that's crazy.
Because think about this: if you buy likes on Instagram or you buy followers on Instagram, how do you actually really know your reach, and how do you actually know if what you're doing makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that's the biggest thing. Like when people turn around and say, "Oh, people buy likes and people buy followers and whatever views," you're not going to build your business that way because you don't have a proper system to understand, hey, is my content of value or not, right? Like I look at Rakeel. Rakeel has like 50,000 viewers or 50,000 followers. I have 30,000. He has 20,000 more followers than me, but he puts a ton more content out than I do, right? And so for me, it doesn't make sense for me to have the same amount of followers he does.
But people just go by the numbers, that, right?
Yeah.
Believe what they see. They don't even see the comments, and all the comments are all bot comments. They're all bots.
Yeah. No, I know. It was just interesting when I heard that comment. I just started to chuckle to myself. I'm like, Rakeel really doesn't have that much time, and he doesn't know how to do it anyways.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, really? I'm like, Raja and Ted are the most computer tech illiterate people in the world. Like, we don't
Yeah,
care.
and I go vouch for that. It's like you got a VGA cable.
Yeah, like, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Now people are looking, you can actually buy all this shit. Gold is gonna go up, right? But it's not moving.
If gold breaks about 1576, 77, that'll be like a big thing gold is going to do.
Yes.
Because,
I don't really want it to break that today though.
yeah.
Because what'll happen is it'll pull back again next week and we'll come back right to the same area. But I do like how now the weekly's bullish. I'm very happy with that.
This zone is really strong.
Yes.
See here, this was on the 3rd, 4th February, and since then, all these candles are just here.
I was trying to figure out what it's going to be the catalyst for us to break above and head back up to like 1600. Jeevan was talking about Iran again, that Iran is piping up again.
Yeah, me and him were talking about that. It was like this coronavirus. Ever since
Yeah.
it's been happening, everyone's quiet about Iran, you
Yeah.
know. And as people get bored with the coronavirus, the spotlight is gonna go towards Iran. That's what happens. Things happen in phases.
I know.
You know? All right, GJ. If a stop goes, going to be around here. TP all the way down here. GJ. Correction of the move from yesterday would make perfect sense. Because this move up didn't change anything economically, nothing.
No.
And it doesn't make sense for it to just continue up on Friday because there's nothing really important happening. Comment if you are a real viewer. Oh, good job, Nathan. Your GPY, you made it work.
Thanks, man. I closed a little bit early, it's still running, but I just got an 8 pips.
Yeah, it's Friday too, you know, like you never know. Sometimes you get those weird moves on Friday, you're like, oh, what? Where?
Yeah, I need to test whether, I don't know if a trade goes into like plus 5 pip profit, if I should put stops to break even. I don't know if it's worth doing that. But at that point, I feel like I just don't want to take a loser sometimes.
Oh, this thing really ran. Oh, this is 6 pip drop, 7 pip.
Morning.
Good morning.
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Morning.
Good. What's up, Matt?
All right. What's this? Got a chart coming in. Yeah, Friday should be a day where you just reflect on how your week went and how you could have done better, and that's what Friday should be good for. How you performed in the last 4 days. Look at this. Gold 30-minute buying till the top of this range from 1576.25 till 1576. Yeah, so you're aiming for what, 8 pips? I think this is a bad trade. Bad boy. You shouldn't be taking this trade. This is in the middle of a range, and if you're looking for, man, this is a bad trade. No. These are the kind of trades you should stay away from. This is like forcing a trade.
I don't know if you mentioned it already, but it's Friday too.
Yeah, it's Friday. Okay, what's this? So, entry after the candle closed above resistance. Stop loss for the 30-minute breakout. Where's number 3? Oh, you won this trade. Perfect. See, when people send me analysis like this, where now they have numbered, this makes it so much better. Because then you know, okay, I just got to follow the numbers. Because when you follow the numbers, you're following the person's thought process. Alright, GJ should continue down to this area here. GJ will be a sell-off today. I'm gonna go with the sell-off on GJ. Okay, what's this? Another chart. Yeah, it was a good trade. I would have taken this buy too. I think your stop was too big. Stop should have been below this 30-minute candle. Otherwise, the trade was good. It's just a probability.
Oh, GT is dropping.
Yep. It's gonna
You're in
keep on-
sales already?
It's gonna keep on dropping. Yes.
Yes, Fiorella.
Yes. Sir. Oh, we have another chart. GJ 15 minutes. Oh, nice. Perfect. Someone else is in cells too. What's this chart? Broke out of consolidation, waiting for the support to form so I can buy until 83 point. Okay, perfect. So you're looking at this area to support to be formed. I think a 30-minute bullish close will give you that confirmation. But if this candle closes back in this box you have, then, you know, that would mean that move up was a fake out. What price are you in at? I'm not going to tell you. Because it's a Friday and I want people to think for themselves.
It's a secret.
I think with me opening up, like, you know, the buy and sell things, I think it's making people more dependent.
Yeah, I don't do that.
And oh, really?
No, I don't do it. I talk about it.
Oh,
You
wow.
listen or you don't. Simple as that. If you don't want to pay attention, tough.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I'll show it. I'll show it once it's done. If you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
I find the same because people are just expecting it, and that's not what it's about.
Yeah, I think I should put like a cap on it. Maybe I do it 4 times out of the week.
Yeah. I mean, I've done some instant, if you know what I mean, but I find the same though. And then you get the questions, and then it's like, come on now, you got to think for yourself a bit.
That is very true. And I think people aren't doing the analysis so that they understand why they're taking the trade. They're just taking the trade because someone else is.
Exactly.
And that's not conducive. If you don't trade GJ, you shouldn't be looking to trade this pair. In all honesty, you should be focusing on the pairs that you trade. This stream is here to help you with your analysis, and you should be posting a chart and giving a breakdown of what you plan to do today. I mean, for me personally, I'm looking at the market going, might just be a very quiet day. I do like gold, but it's moving up too fast for my liking right now. And we're going back up to the top of the range, but
Ooh.
Yeah, so as I was looking at GJ this morning, but that 143 level seems to be pretty tough. So it kind of was in such a range. It didn't interest me when it broke out consolidation earlier, but
yeah, the biggest thing that I can talk about trading is like doing math. You can sit here every day and watch people get the question and then solve the answer. But until you actually start doing it yourself and practicing, you're not going to get better, because you're going to come across variables that maybe you didn't see on the live stream, or maybe that you didn't get answered, and you're not going to know what to do. And that's the scariest part about trading. And the best thing that you can do is just execute and see, okay, why did this go right, or why did this go wrong? And the more you do that, the better off you're going to be. I think at the end of the day, people blindly execute because they just want to trade to make money, because that's the biggest thing I hear people say. The first thing they tell me is, well, how else am I going to make money if I don't trade? And I always laugh, because sometimes no trade is better than taking a trade and taking a huge loss.
yeah.
Especially on a Friday. I mean, like, why would you want to dump your profits that you made all week on a Friday? Like, it's the worst feeling in the world. I've done that. It's like, geez.
Yeah, we were
Going to
discussing that
Friday.
all morning. Yeah, the
Yeah.
opportunity was yesterday for a really good bank as such.
Yeah.
Why throw it away, man? Why? No need.
Ted, calm down here with your negative attitude. All right. My
All
negative
right.
attitude.
Yeah, Ted.
My negative attitude.
It's a very positive attitude.
Got out of the way. Got out of bed the wrong side, dude.
Seriously. Yeah. My negative attitude. Guys, please don't lose money. Please learn how to trade on your own. Negative.
Don't help yourself, no.
Don't help yourself.
Negative.
Negative attitude.
I think today's going to be a good day.
It's like so funny. You're being negative, Ted, because you're trying to teach us.
Helping. Yeah, we're going to help you.
The snowflake generation is real.
Man, have you noticed that you've been seeing this Falcon FX ads all the time?
Yeah.
They're spending money on these ads. Like, I scroll through Instagram, after 4 or 5 posts there's an ad for Falcon. I'm like, what? Oh, they have a 3-year anniversary promo. Eight major currencies combined to create a total of 28 different currency pairs. Forex gives you the ability to trade all of them at the same time. at the same time. You can
I was
say,
just thinking, can you imagine that? Just trading every single pair at the same
Get
time.
28 currencies all at once.
what happened to Invictus? No. Okay, what's this? 15-minute chart on GJ. Let's take a look here.
Invictus died.
Yeah, Invictus died.
Yeah. A lot of people that you don't see anymore are dead. They killed themselves.
Yep, this chart makes sense. Look for sells. You got a red dotted line up there at resistance. Could you check this one, fam? Yes, fam. Kinda rejecting, kinda strong zone. Okay, I think you have a good entry there. You have a good stop loss there. Your TP is kinda good. I think you can kinda make the stop a little tighter once the 30-minute candle closes, and then you can kinda go in profits again. So far, it's just ranging. Look at this 30-minute. Look at this level here, right? So look at this candle came down to 142.994. You look left, 5:30 a.m. candle came down. Same thing, rejected it. This one here, 4 a.m. candle came down, same thing, rejected it. So I mean, if this levels up here holds at 143, 160, and then you see a bearish candle closing below this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, then you know, okay, we're continuing down here. So if you're looking for sells, that's going to be a confirmation to break out of this little tiny box it's creating right now. $20 pips on one trade, calling it a day. Oh, nice. Very nice. Banana chicken. Hi, Raja. Are you planning to sell signals? Oh, no. You know how hard that job is to sell signals? And you know, if you keep losing, know what happens? Man, no. That's
You don't just that. I had the same question this morning. Can you imagine trying to send a signal for what we do? I would miss the entry trying to send a signal because we have to be so precise.
What's better than selling signals is making everyone pay a month for these streams. It's better than selling signals.
Makes more sense.
Get everyone to pay $1.
Watch everyone start stressing now.
Yeah, or start to sell dreams. You know, people message you, you're like, okay, I'm gonna sell you a dream right now. You write it on a piece of paper and mail it to them and then invoice them for the dream. Here you go, sir, here's your dream and here's the invoice.
There's a picture of the Lambo. There you go.
Wix don't lie, YouTube does not have... Oh, yeah, I don't even know how to start that YouTube membership thing. Don't know, don't care. Ooh, someone sent a chart. Looks like gold is about to break up over here. Really? Today? Friday?
Yeah.
We've got retail sales, so we could have a big move today.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't even looking at that actually. You're right.
About an hour and 15 minutes.
Indeed.
What's this? Oh, someone's looking for buys on GJ. Damn. I think if you're looking for buys on GJ, you should start looking for buys at above this area here. This is where you should look for buys for GJ. Because if you're looking for buys wherever you're looking at, right over here, now you have this resistance up over here. Right? So you don't take a buys above that, because when you take buys above that area, then you're gonna essentially taking buys in a range, but still you have these clean candles that came down, so you'd be in a better spot for price to go up. From right over here, price can go up, price can look left and say, oh well, we had resistance, okay, let's kind of like hang around here more. You know, it can happen. So you'd want to take a buy above this area, above 143.200, and chances of...
So I was going to say, I was looking at 350 and above just because of the range. It's just nasty. When you look at a lower time frame, it's proper nasty.
Yeah.
But makes sense from above 200 because that was the zone this morning. It's stuck in there real nice, but it's only like 15 pips, man. It's not huge. But I think you're right. After you said earlier, it's a good chance we're going to get a bit of a correction from yesterday. We shall see.
Oh, what's this? Oh, gold. Only looking for buy opportunity for... Oh, this was taken earlier.
I was going to say, that's an old chat, man. I see that this morning. He's trying to play. To be fair, it was a good trade at the time because it worked out well.
None.
Sir, I'm looking for like 10% a month, risking 0.5% per trade, only taking 2 to 3 trades. If I lose 2 trades in a row, am I out for the day? Well, that's something you have to ask yourself. That if you lose 2 trades in a row, are you out for the day or are you still in for the day? Man, I think most people are really good traders. I think new people, when they start to trade, they don't know much about risk management and they are really good and they make profits, but they don't make money. Like, you know, making profits is like having profitable trades. Making money is actually withdrawing those profits and bringing them in the bank account. So most people say they make money, but they don't because they never withdraw and then they lose it.
Can you grab this for me really quick?
Okay, what's this? Consolidation, no trade. But if only it gets above here, 30 minute, closes below. This guy needs a cookie. Who is he? Cardi Hack. Oh, Cardi Hack has been here for a long time. This is the most educated analysis I've seen today. Price is consolidating, wait for a break below, down over here. I think the stop is too tight. But I guess you can manage the stop once, you know, you take a sell. And then buy up over here and go up over there. It's perfect. Perfect analysis.
It's about patience, man. That's good.
Yeah, let's copy Cardi Hack's chart here and do this. Sorry, Cardi Hack. Hi, Mr. Raja. Can you see this trade? What do you think about that? Let's take a look. Oh, very nice trade. Good job. Beautiful. I think it's lovely. Some gold longs. Oh yeah, I remember this chart from yesterday. Waiting for a break above. I clearly remember this chart from yesterday. I think the first safe target on these gold longs could be right over here, up over there. Yeah. Maybe you could get that from retail sales if retail sales are bad. I mean, retail sales should not be good either, because you know, retail sales is just a measure of like the amount of retail sale happening in the month of January, and January was dog shit. There were no sales in January. We were down 12% like in our sales. That's not going to move the US market, but still, you know, from a fundamental point, retail sales for January, they should be low. Not enough spending happening. People spent all their money in gifts. Where is it? January. This was for December. Yeah, see February minus 1.2. We go further down. February minus 0.3. Oh man, gold's gonna fly today. February again. This doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, consensus should be bad. What are they expecting? Let's see here. They're expecting bad. Bad core retail sales. They're expecting same retail. So let's see what happens. When gold breaks resistance, yep, this makes sense. Makes perfect sense. I think you can bring this yellow line a little down too. Yeah, these retail sales should push gold. We'll see what happens with retail sales. Alright, I'm gonna get some food. Do you think gold will come down first then push up like NFP? Not sure. Not sure. Because retail sales can move gold, so we gotta wait for that. But the way it looks like it's going bullish. 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes is bullish, 4 hours is bullish, but 4 hour is at that very strong resistance.
For anybody that's looking to trade gold today, if you take an opportunity, that's fine. Manage your risk accordingly, but look at the long term. We're at 1576. Our target is like 1590, 1600. There's still a lot of opportunity as we move up to grab positions on this pair. So don't be so worried that, because today, you want to see it go to 1580 or 1578 or whatever the number is, because you can see that we're consolidating to break up. We still have a lot of room to move up. I highly doubt that we're going to go to 1590 or 1600 today. So really just take a step back. If you want to take a position, if you see that there's an opportunity for you to get in, by all means do it, but don't feel compelled that you're going to miss something today. You're not. There's still a wide range out there for gold for you to grab. Particular once we get into the 1585 region, you can see Raja has it up on the 4-hour chart. Once you get to 1584, 1585, there's really clean traffic all the way up. So you're going to get a nice clean move, and you're going to have a lot of opportunity at that point. Did you close your runner on gold? Yeah, I got stopped out the other day. I get stopped out all the time on gold. Don't chase it. And GJ and gold are pairs where you see a break without a retest. That's correct. So you'll have to jump maybe into a 5-minute chart. Maybe you have to jump into a 15-minute chart and just jump on the bus. The bus is driving fast. You got to just stand by the curb and hope you can grab onto it. Can you guys talk about the relationship between gold and the US dollar, how it affects GJ and UJ? I think you can answer your own question, right? Gold is a commodity, which is XAU USD, right? So what are we basing our conversation off of? We're basing our conversation off of the US dollar. Now, if you're trading gold versus the pound, that's where you're basing your conversation off the pound with gold. So the reason why you're confused is because you're crossing currency pairs. So if you want a better correlation or a better idea of what's happening with a specific with gold, you would have to trade that cross. So if you're trading like UJ moves inversely to XAU USD because that's gold versus the US dollar. So maybe what you might want to do is look at the pound yen versus the pound versus gold. So gold versus the pound, and then the yen versus the pound. And I think that'll give you a better correlation. Okay. But at the same time, too, correlations aren't 100%. Think about it this way. Anything in your mind, if you think that, hey, if this happens, this has to happen, if you think that way, you're wrong. That's just a very good observation as a trader. Whatever you think is the easy path of, well, if this says this, that means this, that's wrong. You're wrong. Because if it was that easy to do, then everybody would be waking up Sunday morning watching infomercials about how to trade based on an indice, based on the fact that, USD JPY did this, so gold has to do this. There would be a course, and it would be a guy with a beard and a golf t-shirt on or a polo t-shirt on, standing in front of a desk with a computer telling you all about the secret to trading Forex is just looking at this one particular item and showing up Monday morning or Tuesday morning and doing that. And then there will be testimonials from people with white hair and other people that live in suburbia saying, hey, did you know that before I learned the secrets of Forex, I was working my day job, but with this secret system of looking at this indice or this indicator, I was able to turn $1,000 into 100 million, and now I live super rich. So you have to understand that correlation. Correlations work to a degree, indicators work to a degree. There is nothing that is 100% foolproof. So when you learn that and you adapt to that strategy, you're going to find trading is going to be a lot easier because you're not going to be held by a crutch saying, well, the DXY is doing this, or the this ad indicator is giving me this, so it has to do this. It's like, no, that doesn't work that way. So really just keep that in mind as you're trading. Just, whatever you think is an easy path, there's no such easy path.
I don't know if that's a phone call or if that's TikTok.
Oh no, sorry, I was on TikTok. I forgot I was on.
I knew it. I've heard that before.
It's Corona time.
Yeah.
I knew he was on TikTok. I knew he was on TikTok.
I heard it. I was like, I know that
I
from
heard a
somewhere.
funky song, and I'm like, he's on TikTok. The funky song.
Thanks, Negative Ted. No problem, Max. Glad I could help you out.
Me? Oh, Max.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that'd be a pretty cool ringtone. By the
Yeah.
way. Yeah, we should use that as a ringtone.
Well, I don't know if you want to be out in public with that ringing.
Probably not, no. Just for the comedy value.
Yeah. I sent my chart, but no response. Well, just wait a few seconds because Rakeel may have gone to take a shit. He might have gone to get his drink. He might have gone to get something to eat. Holy cow. You
I
guys
think
are
he.
making out like this fucking McDonald's here and you're waiting for your order. Just relax. Holy shit. Oh, funny story about McDonald's. So yesterday I went and I bought myself a cheeseburger because I was
Pickle?
hungry. Yeah, I mean, that's what I usually do.
Yeah.
The McDonald's that I complain about, they actually had people from the head office there fixing the McDonald's.
No way.
Yes way. So my letter worked
Awesome.
because I went in and it was these old guys in suits in the back, like cooking up stuff and
Oh, really?
packaging orders. And the guy came out to
Oh,
give me my
blame.
order.
With suits during cooking?
Yeah, and the guy came out to give me my order, and I said, "Oh, are you guys here from head office?" And he says, "Yeah." He's like, there was a lot of issues with this store, so we're trying to
We
fix
had an oversupply of pickles.
Yeah, and it was funny. And I said to him, I said, well, I've talked to the manager here several times, and I wrote a letter to you guys. And I said, it's just I felt sorry for the frontline staff because they just couldn't do their job. And he said, oh no, what he told me was McDonald's introduced a new ordering system, like on the backside. So like when you're preparing meals, that confused a lot of the staff. So they've had to go in and retrain a lot of the staff on how to manage that system more effectively. That's why there's a problem. Yeah.
So it wasn't just people being thick then.
Yeah, so it was actually, they rejigged everything, and it turned out that the frontline workers, it didn't make sense to them. It made sense to head office when they did it, but it didn't make sense to the frontline workers.
Yeah, it happens to a lot of business, things get implemented and they don't think it through sometimes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Is it true you never enter trades at least 1 hour before major news? Well, it depends on market structure, and it depends on what we're doing.
Either of you guys see that McMillions documentary on HBO?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. We can't look at these charts until Rakeel comes back, so I'm sorry guys, just hold on a second and we'll get them in a minute.
Gold is pretty tempting, to be honest. It's moving quick though.
Mm-hmm.
I need to use an hour for news. Did you talk about potential? Were you looking at targets and stuff earlier, by the way? I missed it. I had to go and answer the door. I didn't know if you were discussing it. I missed it.
I mean,
because I was looking at stuff. I don't really like it, to be honest. Oh.
No, I mean, I'm watching gold right now, so I have the gold 15-minute chart open right now. So I'm looking to see if there's going to be any movement to the upside. I have a resistance at 1577 basically that I'm watching, but the problem is that's just the major zone that we'll be jumping into. So you might not want to get any action until we get above 1578. That's sort of what I'm looking at.
So I muted myself, my bad. I was just gonna say I was looking at I was looking above 78 to 81.50 on the 4.
Right.
But then I wasn't keen, to be honest. I'm just not like Friday and stuff. I wasn't keen.
Right. I'm new to Forex. My broker doesn't allow me to trade gold currency pair. What should I start with? Well, GWest, the easiest thing that you should do, first of all, is go through the beginner videos on this channel. That's the first thing you should be doing. And the second thing you should be doing is figuring out what country you live in or what country is close to a major currency pair that you would like to trade, and start learning about that country, and that'll help you. So usually people who live in the UK trade the pound, people who live in Europe trade the euro, people live in Canada trade the CAD, people trade the US dollar, trade the US, trade in US. So really find something that you work with on a daily basis, the closest currency that you work with on a daily basis, that you would know a lot about that country, and go from there.
So for this chart, I would say wait for this break here if you're going to be really risky. But waiting for this bottom break is much better. But yeah, Ted, you know what you said, like about just trade what you know? Because like I remember when we started, like right after the boot camp, we were only trading USD CAD.
Mm-hmm.
Because the US is right next door, and CAD, well, we live in Canada.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was just intuition. That was intuitive for me to be like, hey, I know enough about the Canadian economy, and then U.S. economy is a close trading partner, so a lot of stuff reflects on the Canadian dollar. It just made sense to me because you're involved in that on a daily basis. It was only once until we got a little bored with that pair that we started venturing off to other things, and then
Yeah.
we did our thing.
Move to UJ.
UJ, yeah, that was fun. Do you remember UJ? It used to move really fast.
Oh, it moved a lot.
Yeah, we're like,
Yeah,
oh, this is amazing.
10 pips per day.
Yeah. But that was a lot back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I used to trade UJ only. Yeah. Fuck, so boring.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I
man.
went on UJ.
Yeah, bro. Trust.
Trust.
So boring, man.
I loved trading UJ. We used to wait. We're like, oh man, this is moving so fast.
Mhm.
And then we saw gold. We're like, oh, this is moving faster. Then we saw GJ. We're like, wow, that moves even faster.
There was a time when everyone moved to, well, most people, they were trading USD ZAR. That was just crazy, insane.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I remember that.
That little phase, 6, 7 months.
It's like puberty.
Yeah, makes sense.
A nice pair to trade for beginners is AUD USD. Moves
Yeah.
slowly. It's 35 pips daily average range. And man, once it start moving in the 4 hours in one direction, it's not coming back. It's just one.
Same as EU.
Yeah. But EU, man, I don't know. I'm like Raja. I don't like EU.
EU is the most manipulated currency in the FX market because it has the tightest spreads and it has the biggest volume. So that's the only problem with EU. But when it does move, it moves really clean.
Yeah, you know what my whole idea is? My whole view is to just stay away from, like, let's say if we're in the New York situation right now. So I'm going to stay away from currencies which are influenced by both London and New York, like GU, EU. Unless if one is like much more stronger or weaker than the other.
Agreed.
But I tend to stay away from those. Like GPJPY is awesome because the yen is closed and the only thing that's moving this GJ is just the pound.
Yeah, and there's also a bigger imbalance for the most part each time.
Mhm.
Look at my chart. Oh.
Oh yeah, we had like 5 charts pop up while you were out doing your thing. People are getting antsy.
Didn't see my chart.
Yeah, oh yeah, you should see. Did you get stopped out on your GJ sales? I don't think anyone took any trades.
Yeah, I wasn't. Because the candle didn't close. The previous one closed above this area, so it just made logical sense to wait for it to close to see where it closes. And if this closed bearish, then I would have taken a sell, but it closed bullish. This is where trading becomes really easy. You waited, and candle closed bullish, and you didn't lose anything. But if you took a sell, now you're in a drawdown, and now you can lose something because you did not wait. Gold long by Linda. Let's see what Linda did here.
Linda.
Oh, I don't know what's going on over here. There's a line going up. There are fibs.
There's fibs.
There's a
Yeah,
highlighter.
makes sense.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, 2 EMAs.
Yeah.
I think it's bullish.
I think
Fine.
this person, Trader 597,
Should change the name.
I don't know if this was intentionally or unintentionally, but both your exponential moving average and moving average are at 50. So I don't know. Is that a new strategy? I don't know. If people can just remove all indicators from their charts and for 1 week, just look at the charts without indicators, just for 1 week. Like you haven't made money, before, so you're not going to make it in the next week either. So just give it a test. And once you do that, you're going to find that you'll be looking at things much more clear. There's going to be a lot more things that you'll be like, oh wow, I didn't notice this before. I didn't notice that before. And then you're going to be forced to look at wicks. You'll be forced to look left more as your trades go into profits. You're going to be looking left to see that, oh, okay, maybe that's where we can come up to. Like, let's say if GJ breaks above, let's talk about gold. If gold breaks above, let's say 1576, so you're going to be looking left to see that, okay, if we start to go up, then maybe this is the first area it can come up to. I go like from a small scalp, or up over here. What's this area here? 1583. That's a nice area, right? This is because now you don't have indicators. You're looking left, and you're actually looking at the structure of the candles. You're looking to see where candles made rejections. Because like as price starts to come up, you look left. You're like, okay, price rejected this. What's the date? 2nd February. So there's a probability it can reject it again. So yeah, these things you only realize once you have no choice, basically. Once you have no choice, like I was watching this documentary of people who go in solitary confinement for years, and they said that you start to notice the amount of steps a guard takes while he walks in the hall from one end to the other. You start to notice the steps. Sometimes we're taking fast steps and something's going on. If they take like small steps, then he said you start looking at the cracks, you start looking at all these little details all around you, because you have no other choice. Like your mind has to focus somewhere, right? So when you don't have indicators, you have less things to think about. You have less decisions to make, because once you just have candles and just clean chart like this, man, your decision is just about, okay, how will this candle close? Where will the next candle go? How far can we go? But if you have indicators on, you're not only looking at candles, but you're looking at 2-3 other things at the same time. Oh, candle coming down, there's a cross happening, RSI is oversold, or divergence, or whatever. That's just having 6 vibes yelling at you at the same time. It's no good. What's the name of the documentary? Sounds interesting. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. This was like 4 months ago. I don't even remember what I had for food yesterday. Okay, what's this chart? GA 15 minute. Wait for candle, wait for close below. Yeah, this makes sense. I believe, man, my belief is that GJ is going to go down today. My bias is sells. And if I see a candle close below 143, that's going to be my confirmation. Like, I want to see bearish candles closing now, because I'm anticipating the volume coming in from the New York Open to start to push GJ down. So for my sell bias to play out, I want price to stay below 143, 150, and then eventually fall down and come to 142, 800. Raja, I started watching your The Signs video. It's excellent. Why do you think it has so many dislikes? Well, some people didn't like it. Some people like it, some don't like it. How many dislikes does it have anyway? Let me check.
900 and something.
What, the intro video?
I'm playing.
What?
I'm playing. I don't
For
know.
sakes.
To be fair, I was actually suggesting that to a lot of people this morning, so hopefully they found it good.
Nice. Oh, 1600. Oh, 1600 dislikes.
God damn, which one?
And 800 likes.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What video is that?
Bunch of fucking haters.
You know,
Yeah.
those are just bots.
Oh, remember that person that started buying you comments?
Yeah, he got mad at me and he bought me
Yeah.
comments. I'm like, oh shit.
Like, stop saying
That's
that to this girl.
that's a snowflake revenge.
I wish I was in my 20s again, because I would really want to understand the fascination with just attacking people all day. I mean, I'm such a boomer, it's not even funny, because I just can't waste that much time. Like, imagine going to, like, I don't even know how to log into YouTube other than the fact that I have this account now to go onto the live chat. Other than that, I never owned a YouTube account or anything like that to go in and like, and I see like videos, like I watch like different music videos, and there's like 10,000 comments like, oh, this saved my life, and you know, all this. I'm like, man, you really think the artist looks at this?
Can you imagine Drake
Yeah.
looking at the comments?
Yeah, Drake's like, oh man, this guy don't like my video. Like, you know, like,
Better change it for my next hit.
yeah.
Man.
Like it's just really interesting that, you know, people sit there and they just comment all day, and I don't know, I don't know what to equate it to when I was in my 20s, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what did I do that was really stupid in my 20s that people would laugh at when they were older? And I don't know. I think the worst thing that we did was we hung out at the mall, where like the boomers at that time didn't like when you hung out at the mall. They're like, what are you at the mall for? You're not buying anything. And it's like, well, the mall's cool.
Yeah, that's what we did. Just go hang around somewhere. That was it.
Yeah, like we didn't really, you know, and then I mean, I'm trying to figure out, did we troll people?
No.
Not really, because if we didn't like somebody, we just stayed away from them, because usually they were like they stunk, or like they
Even
had
though-
bad
yeah.
hygiene. Like,
Even
we
though
just
he had
didn't
a
want to be
punch
near
up.
them. Yeah, we just didn't even want to be near
Bad
them.
hygiene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
none of this was invented back then. Never.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out if I was back when I was in my 20s, if I would be spending this much time doing this.
Hey, kid with bad hygiene.
No, because I mean, like, I'm thinking about it, right? So, like, when I was in my 20s, I didn't like what I was doing. Like, I started my job and I was really trying to get promoted. So I was focused on that. I was chasing women all day. I was building my car. Like, I had a car that I was souping up and stuff like that. And I'm trying to figure out, like,
Priorities. That's
yeah,
what I
like
think it boils down to.
the people I didn't like, I told them to their face, but then we just didn't talk.
Yeah, then they become no longer important.
That's right. Yeah, like
Gone.
I remember I got into a fight with one of my friends, and we were chasing this one girl, and we both got into a fight because he thought he was gonna marry her, and that wasn't possible. And we got into a fight, and we just didn't talk anymore.
Yep. Yeah, strange.
Yeah, so it's just like, for me now, when I look at the 20s, like, I mean, I know I like to think I'm somewhat with it, but it's just like I don't understand mentally, like, the release you get from sitting there typing comments, oh, this video saved my life, or, you know, and responding to somebody else going, you don't understand the video, right? Like, when I watch music videos, like, you can go on like any sort of video that has like 1 million views or whatever, 100 million views or whatever it is, and I just wonder, I'm like, man, because you know they just didn't do it once. You know they do this regularly.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the whole social media thing, because it wasn't about. It's mad. I could never ever see myself doing stuff like that back then.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
We're just too old, dude.
Yeah, I know. I think maybe that's what social media conditions you to do. Maybe that when you're younger, that's your way of like reaching out, or maybe you feel that that's an effective way to get back at somebody, right?
About posting on someone's wall.
Yeah.
Instead of coming around the corner and giving someone a punch between the eyes.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess
mowing
it
at
is.
you online instead.
Yeah, I you know what? Like, I've been doing a lot of reading on social media and like the effects on people and stuff like that. So I have to sit down and talk to somebody who's like an expert on this and just get a little bit more information, because those are the things I like to learn about, is like all these little inner workings of why people do what they do. and I'm still confused over social media. Like I'm still confused over why people want to fight other people, or why people don't like other people instead of just being like, hey, I don't agree with you, like I'm not following you. Because like people message me all the time, they're like, do you know this person? I'm like, no. They're like, oh, they don't like you. I'm like, all right.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. So it's just, yeah, so like that's where I always try and figure this out, because I think, you know, there's a gap there somewhere that I could probably solve from a business perspective. So
I mean, back in the day, that's where you get the snowflake generation, because back in the day you used to have you fall out with someone, you'd have a fight and then be mates after. You know, that type of thing, and it's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Done, dusted, finished, all right, fair enough, whatever, we shouldn't have had an argument, whatever. But now it's kind of like you're not face to face anymore. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
like that's what I'm looking at. Like, I mean, I think there's a gap somewhere for a $1 billion business on social media. I just have to figure out what that gap is.
You're trying to make money out of it.
virtual
Oh,
punch.
of course. Of course, that's the best thing to do. When you see that there's so much there's a big problem, you always go to try and solve it and figure out how you can make money solving it.
How to not be a snowflake.com.
No, but I don't even think it's that. I think there's room for, you know, trying to figure out a way to do either reputation saving,
It's
you
got to
know,
be middle ground.
internet policing, stuff like that. Like, you know, there could be big money in that.
It's definitely middle ground. There's definitely middle ground there in between old and youth.
Start hiring people to start policing around Instagram. Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just something that I think about a lot of the times, because I don't understand why people are upset with people they don't know. Like that's my biggest thing. Because like,
how does that affect you that much?
well, because
Yeah.
I mean, you go back to the mall analogy, right? So say you're walking in the mall, and you know, when I was in my 20s or my teens, you walk in the mall and you see people you don't like, you would just sort of stay away from them. Like you wouldn't go up to them and be like, I don't like you. It's like you didn't want to really, you know, start a beef or anything like that. You just did your own thing.
Yep. The security guards say you have to leave because you've been there too long.
Yeah, because like that would start a fight.
That's you don't need that.
Yeah, that would start a fight, and I think people do it online is because they're afraid of physical confrontations.
That's
Oh,
what I
think
mean.
so too.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Back in the day, if you fell out with someone, you'd have a little rumble, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then nowadays it's like, no, best not. I'll just wait till you get home and I'm gonna post on your Facebook wall.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out a way to monetize this. Don't worry, I'm gonna get there.
Or they call the cops.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out a way to monetize this.
Yeah, I think there's something there.
There's $1 billion idea here somewhere that I can pick off of, and it's all because people are angry at each other.
Start with the UK.
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Holy cow, the UK, man, geez,
That's a
people are just
money
angry.
maker. Yeah, that's a money maker if you can figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll do that in Miami. That's a brainstorm. That's a brainstorm over a few
From Miami, no.
We'll figure something out.
Like it is almost like you want to make a virtual like boxing ring or a virtual
That's what I just
wrestling
said.
ring.
Yeah, virtual
Right.
fight house. That's it. That's what I
Yeah.
said. You should have like
But-
a way
And
of
then
doing it.
you can call people out, and then other people could like bet on the outcome.
Yeah, pay-per-views.
You get Wii remotes and you start throwing hands. But you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
idea. So that's what I thought. You could have a virtual playground.
Yeah,
type of thing.
virtual fighting
You know,
area.
when you're
like-
at school, you'd have like the people go to one side of the playground, others to the other. You know, like you said, you don't mix with them people because you don't want to cause problems. This time, it's like like proper VR stuff, man. Like proper VR stuff. Get
Yeah,
involved.
Second Life, man.
Yeah, man. Walk up in there.
Second
walk
Life,
over
right?
to the
Yeah,
bully,
there's a
take
game
him.
like that.
Go take on the bully if you want.
Yeah.
Or not.
GTA real life.
Man, this could probably come down with this New York Open now because this 30-minute candle is closing bearish.
Yeah.
It's rejecting that resistance there, and if it's ranging, it has to break one way, right? And I think, yeah, my bias is a bearish break.
I'm in sales.
Nice.
Very good, Mac.
Yeah, I think if you're in sells, your stop are pretty good, like around 143, 190, 180. Yeah,
I was just watching gold come back to the bottom.
That could be a good stop for like a 30, maybe like 20, 18 pip GP. Yep.
Let's say GCAD looks a little bit cleaner for the sell.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, GPCAD looks like it's gonna just drop.
That's a better option.
Right to here. How far is that? 30. Not bad, mate. What's max IG? Max IG is
My IT,
Max.
Yeah, yours, Fiorella.
Macedonian.
meal prep culture.
Oh
No,
yeah, it's
that's
my.
his company.
That's his. That's his IG, man.
No,
Is
he's
that
got
your wife, Mac?
No, that's
One
it's,
of-
one of our trainers.
oh,
That's not my personal IT.
He's
Okay.
Macedonian.
okay.
There somewhere.
Okay, what's this? Someone sent a chart. Waiting for prices to find support here. Oh, nice. Yes, now you're waiting. Yeah. Just waiting here for this to close. Either, either gonna wait for this to close now, or I'm gonna wait for the next candle to break the low of this current candle. I don't want to force anything. It's a Friday and
DJ's a range.
yeah, I opened sells at 143, 124, and then I closed them. Yeah.
I see this 30-minute closing bearish, but barely. Like, see at 8 a.m. if we get a good push.
I feel like the main sell-off was down there in London when it broke the original support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it'll come down, but I don't know, for a while it's gonna range.
Let's see.
Shitty closing, totally.
Yeah, not good. Not good enough. You just gotta watch it like a hawk.
You've got no lower wick, so
Patience.
Watch it like a hawk. Like in the dry savannah. African Serengeti.
Don't force it, nigga. It's Friday.
Yep.
Gold dropping to lube up for retail sales.
I was watching that.
Yeah.
Alfucker, what's your entry, Mac?
Entry is at
18.
130 or 136.
136?
Yeah.
On what? On GG?
Yeah.
Short, yeah.
136. Okay. Goddamn, then you're safe.
Oh, let's see.
Market is really slow today.
Yeah. It's a Friday. I think if you look at the weekly here in GJ2, oh no, no, never mind.
No, the
Kind of was at a weekly resistance, wasn't it?
the
Or was
daily.
it daily?
Yeah, no, I thought that
Yeah,
was
it's
gold.
or GJ2.
Yeah.
I thought that was gold because the weekly on gold was bullish, and I was talking to someone yesterday about like how this weekly can flip bearish if retail sales are really good.
Mm.
But if it closes bullish, then yeah, next ones we're coming up back up because you can see that pattern.
Exactly the same to the left.
The thing with gold, if gold closed bullish today, more than likely then on Sunday it's gonna open bullish and continue to Monday as bullish.
Yeah.
Monday's a US bank holiday, so you might have
Yeah, it's
not
President's
great
Day,
moves.
so
Not great
Yeah,
moves on Monday.
Monday.
Oh, I just received an email from Magic Keys. We inform you that a new software update has been released. Oh, that's
Nice.
yeah.
Well, I got an email in the week, by the way. It says mine's been sent. I'm confused. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. That Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
update.
Yeah, it's on a pigeon right now. The pigeon is on its way.
I'll just pick it up in Miami, dude. It's good.
Friday sucks. Yes, Friday is a day when you look at your past trades and then you see what you did, how you could have done things better. Friday's only for that. Like on a Friday, what I do is I do something and then I come and have coffee and I come and talk over here and someone sent the wrong chart and we just chill. Friday is a chilling day. Friday is a no trade day for me, for the most part. If I'm going to take a trade on Friday, it's going to be low risk, like one lot, 1.5, something like that. Minimum risk. Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, sure, like I go hard. But like Mondays, I go easy. Tuesday, ramp it up a little bit. Friday, just very, very low. Yeah, like yesterday, the last trade on gold. No, was it? Yeah, gold. The last one on gold, I had a 1.5 lot, and normally I was using 8, 5, 8s. So you always got to be aware, because like that one I took like, okay, let's see what happens. Like maybe 2 years ago that would have been my 10-cent lot. Okay, I'm going to use a 10-cent lot to see what happens, because you're okay with the risk.
Also, it didn't help that first trade kind of just jumped out of the blue yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a shock, wasn't it? A bit of a surprise.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
no, that's what I was saying.
The GCAD sell.
Yeah, I was talking to a lot of people about it last night, and that, as you said about the emotions, it's the same. Either it's just lost, man. It doesn't matter, whatever. And that's where we can laugh it off. But it's just the way it happened. It's literally open a trade.
Yeah, you can't predict that. You can't say that that's gonna happen. Like it's impossible.
Oh.
And same as GJ, because right after we got into a buy and it just popped up. Well, I did.
Someone possible zone flip.
Where are you, Fiorella?
Yeah, I think what's going on over here is that this zone you drew on the daily or the 4-hour, and now it's all over the 1-hour candles. This is a huge pet peeve here for me, man. That when a zone is between all these, you have to neaten this zone up. Because if you zoom in, you need to neaten this up. It's like unfolded laundry, just annoying. So you do this over here. And you draw support over here.
You have the best analogies, man.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
unfolded laundry.
Unfolded laundry. You gotta get tidy.
Tickle me that one. That's a good one.
You gotta tidy it up.
Tidy it up.
It's got no business being in there. It's just...
I keep asking you to view my chart. Am I doing something wrong? Yeah, I think you're not sending the chart correctly the way it's supposed to be sent. So since there's nothing going on, I'm going to give a quick tutorial on how to send a chart. So you click this camera button here. It's going to give you this link, right? You copy it, and then when you paste it, you send this last code. You copy it, and then you paste this in the chat, and it gets sent. Just like this. See, so easy. GU looking like a drop. Looking like a drop. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah. That 30-minute candle closed bearish. This is looking like a drop. Let's see what the Chinese indicator is saying. Chinese indicator is saying pound is weak and the dollar is a little bit strong, but pound is not weak enough. That's what the Chinese indicator is saying. You know, we ordered some stuff from China, and China said that Chinese there, they said that we can't ship anything from China. Nothing goes out of China.
Oh, really?
Till March.
Ooh, what, is that because of this virus thing, or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so the government has to give them the okay, that okay, now you can start shipping stuff.
Oh, that's mad.
So you know what kind of an impact that makes on the economy? Wow. That's
Well, could be huge, couldn't it?
That's crazy. Like, that means the factories are closed, they're not working, people are not working. Wow.
Do you know if that was like just because it was personal stuff you did, or are we talking this big stuff, like manufacturing stuff?
Oh, I think anything, because like,
really?
Cause like what the guy said, that like there's some people who work for us, they are from Wuhan.
Oh, okay.
And that those surrounding areas, you know, so if they can't leave their villages or whatever to come back to work, then the factories aren't working.
Oh, I get you. That's mad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a city.
Yeah, it's a city. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the U.S. is so dependent on Chinese trade, so I'm surprised stocks aren't super down.
Yeah, the Chinese stocks, there was a conspiracy, like the Chinese, they created coronavirus to kill the stocks so that the Western investors, they'd be forced to, like, you know, held them off, and then the Chinese can buy them back and keep them in, like, you know, in their control.
People go crazy with this conspiracy.
That was one of the conspiracies. I'm like, wow, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, let's kill all our people.
Someone said dollar store and Walmart are going to run out of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, GU, now look at this, right? Look at these candles here. This is where you start looking at the wicks and the bodies, right? So this is a little education here. So if you're looking at, we're looking at where the candles are closing. You know, look at where they're closing. They're closing a ballpark price of, you know, whatever their price is, 1.30280. That's where they're closing, but they're wicking all the way down through, right? So sometimes what happens is that people make zones like this, you know. No, you got to keep the average wick length in mind. Maybe like this right over here. This makes sense because now you're waiting for this candle to maybe close below these prices, like 1.30, 280, 270, and then you can say, oh, okay, if we have a candle close, like, let's say something like this, Then you're like, okay, on the left we have wicks, so there's a high chance the next candles can continue moving down to fill the wicks, and then eventually, you have this area where price can come down to. So this is what I'm visualizing price to do. Now, this can happen in, 4 or 5 candles. This can even happen in one big candle, but that's where my visualization is. So the stop is obviously isn't going to be up over here. Right, so whenever you take a trade, you got to visualize it happening and visualize the stop loss. Since when did you start looking at GU?
Holy fuck, the critics. Jesus. Why would you trade GU with Mudus in 15 minutes? It's like, it's just an example. Oh my head. Jesus Christ.
People are so stressed. Real quick,
I know.
Man. It's Friday, man. It's the weekend. Just chill.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Man.
why are you looking at game day footage of the New England Patriots? You guys are playing the Eagles next week. It's like,
yeah. Why are you watching that?
Why are you watching that for? You should be doing that. Okay. Yes, sir, Captain.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. Fuck.
Dude, this has got to be something to do with this.
Bad chart.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid we do analysis on a chart.
We could monetize attitudes. That's what it is. It's got to be that.
Buy stop for retail sales. I think buy stop for retail sales, it could be, if you're looking, yeah, it depends on where this 30-minute candle closes. If this closes bearish, great buy stops are going to be at 1576.25 or even 30. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do today. Which in your experience is better? Closing 80% of position when you da 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 da. Yeah, I think it all depends on how much you want to close. How much, like let's say if you have a 10-cent lot running and your position is running in like, let's say $12 in profit. So much, how much are you going to be okay to close? What percentage of that? Someone can look at that and say, oh, it's just $12. I just want to let it run to $50. But that's 50 pips. That's 50 pips. But if you start looking at it from percentage, you're like, okay, I'm going to close 80%. Or I'm going to close 50%. And then that's better than thinking, oh, it's just $12. I want to move it to $50. No. That's a bad way to think. Which currency pair is good for the new coming news? I think gold versus the Australian dollar is pretty good. Let's take a look here. Coming news. Oh, this is UJ. XAU AUD. Yeah. See this chart? This pair, it moves a lot. Look at this 1 hour candle. From down over here all the way up over here. 28 pips. Look at this big red machine over here going down. This was 57 pips, 54 pips, 1 hour candle. The same 1 hour candle on our normal gold. Where is it? This one, right? Look at this, 22 pips. 22 pips versus, what was this? 56 pips. So XAU USD, is it? Man, I think you're blind. Seriously. I'm looking at XAU AUD. Ooh, ooh. We gotta be nice in 2020. Sorry. But the pips are worth less money. Yes, that's true. pips are worth less money. You know, so just an example here. We'll see what happens with retail sales. I mean, gold is dropping now. Should be interesting. Retail sales should be bad and gold should go up. Hardly enjoyable for me, gotta study for exam. Yeah, I don't miss exams at all. Am I limiting my profit growth by not letting the trade run? Well, depends on what you're looking at. If your trade is going to encounter some sort of a resistance, then in a buy, then it doesn't make any sense if it's going to run or not. You know, so at the end of the day, you have to realize what percentage of profits you're taking off the table as your trade goes into profits. You know, that's the most important thing. The sooner you start to do that, the sooner you start to secure profits, you're going to start to see, or you're going to start to get profitable. You know, you're going to start to see blues. Because the thing is, like, on average, everybody has a percentage of trades that always go in profits and they don't secure them, and then they end up in losses. So you just got to identify what that is. For me, like, I started with, like, you know, 10 pips, 12 pips, 15 pips. And then what I found was that even if I was taking swing trades, they would mostly go in like 15 to 20 pip profits. And then the trade would just come back and sit and draw down. And it was just horrible. You know, so I realized, well, I can secure these 15 or 10, 12 pips all the time. And that worked. Why are you sure retail sales are bad? Statistics show that the results are not bad in the past. Let's take a look here. So, February 2019 was bad. February 2018 was bad. February 2017 was okay, good. And then February 2016, yeah, it was also good. My bias is bad because, you know, these numbers are from January, right? These are January numbers, and in January there weren't much retail sales as there were in December, fundamentally, if you look at it. Because the thing is, in January, retail sales means that how many people bought stuff from stores, the malls, you know, your like brick and mortar stores, and not a lot of people bought stuff from retail stores. So that's what my bias is. You know, it can go either way. It can go up or down. Shouldn't price be getting priced in and popping up if expected or good? Yeah, but at the same time it could also come down to shoot up a lot, like grabbing liquidity to push up. This GJ is falling nice now. See, it's broken the low of the previous 30-minute candle, but it hasn't broken the high. There are 8 minutes left for it to close. So this looks better for sells here. Gold buy or sell? Question mark. I don't know. Do both. Do both with 10 pip stops. Something's gonna work. Or no, 15 pip stops. Because of the spread, you know. Gold buy or sell. Oh. Yeah, this should be interesting. This candle is good because now I can have a sell stop down here 1574.88. Buy stop, we'll have to wait until there are like 2 minutes left. Then we'll see what happens.
I like when people beg for the charts to move in a direction. Come on, GJ, come on down. It's Friday. It's Friday. Let's blow some of our hard-earned profits.
Are you in GJ? No, I'm waiting for this candle to close. This 30-minute candle to close. I took one trade, I opened it, and then I closed it ASAP. That was the only thing I did. Because I realized, no, this is a dumbass move, Raja. What are you doing? I'm done with sell and buy stops on the news. I lost too much. That's awesome.
God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's sell god.
Oh, here we go.
Jesus, who sneezed like that?
Yeah, that was some heavy sneeze.
That was like a grandpa sneeze.
It's gonna start to continue. Bearish.
Oh yeah.
G
And if
was
it
also
goes
dropped.
below,
I need GG to break 143 flat. Doesn't break that number, and this is a crazy fake up.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy fake. It's just gotta close, man. It's just gotta close. 5 minute, it tapped into that zone.
Come on.
All right, GG, let's go.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Come on. Raja, come on.
Gee.
Raja. Mera Raja.
See, it broke that low now.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, baby.
Now it has.
Just close below the 143. Let's go.
Got 5 minutes left.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on.
See, now it's moving.
Push it. Push it. Push it. Okay.
Now it's moving extremely good.
All right.
It's a horse race.
Yeah.
Kind of. Oh. Come on, retrace a bit.
Oh, there's 10
If you lose that trade
10
and you
pips.
become negative in the next 2 minutes, you're done. Secure those
And
profits.
There's another 10 pips.
Stop
on
loss.
GJ. Oh,
Stop loss
13
over
pips.
keeping. Come on.
Oh shit! It's moving
Oh,
more.
nice. What
Oh.
another one.
Here's some
Let's
more
go,
pips.
buddies.
Closing
Come on,
another position.
Macedonian.
Come on, another one.
It's something
And-
stupid.
20 pips. 20 pips.
Closing
Come
another
on.
position.
What?
Close.
Just close one
Wow,
more
what a
position over
call,
here.
guys. What
Yes.
a call.
Actually, I closed half of that position. Gonna let
I
one
closed
run.
Very good. Very good. Smart
Very
move.
good, guys.
Very good,
I,
Very good, that one, yes.
Very smart move.
Gonna buy a Lamborghini.
I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini now. Right. Okay. Enjoy your
Straight to the
weekend.
No,
finish.
you buy more roti. That's it. Good.
Buy more roti.
Maruti, Suzuki Maruti.
Suzuki Bird is
Best
good.
car.
Yes.
Best car. Never break.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
hey, yo, yo, hey,
That
yo,
was a-
yo, hey,
Is
you
that
better
Ferrari?
not-
Is that Ferrari? Is that Ferrari?
You buy
It's a Ferrari
Lamborghini
guy.
now.
That's Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Buy
That's
Lamborghini, then you
Ferrari.
buy hookers.
Cool
You buy
car,
Uber
man.
now.
What is
Cool
this?
car.
Is that Ferrari?
Is that Ferrari?
You hear that? Cool
You
car.
buy beer now. Buy an Uber.
Gonna buy a
Hey,
Tesla.
my cousin in Uber, he's good. He's good. That's okay.
Rickshaw.
Well, that was a nice move there with GJ.
Wow, what
Yeah.
a call, what a call.
Yes, sir. Nicely done, guys.
Very nice. Very nice.
Amazing.
All morning I was just screaming, GJ sell. GJ sell.
So Rakeel, you entered when the previous 30-minute low.
My entry was 143, 138.
Wow.
And now this 30-minute candle is gonna leave nice wick downside. I hope we fill that wick.
Yeah, hope we retrace back to
Next
this area.
bunch of sellers are coming. Let's go.
Yeah, and then and then I entered at 143.057.
Good trade, man. I missed that completely.
Yeah, so you see as we were talking about how the New York Open volume should push it down.
Yeah, man.
And that's what
Yeah,
happened.
you just had to wait.
Yeah, just know what the time of the volume is, and then that just becomes very easy.
Yeah, the key is waiting for when the volume comes.
Alright, I'm done for the day.
Gold.
Such a liar.
Mac is not done for the day.
Yeah.
Mac's
Such a
ears
liar.
just popped up. Gold.
Mag is thirsty for pips.
Come on, Mac.
Hey there, Rakeel, where was your stop loss on that trade?
My stop was like 15 pips.
There you go.
I wasn't expecting price to retrace at all because I've seen this happen before, you know. So my stop was like 15 pips. It wasn't at a technical level at all. My stop loss. Like it was like 10, 15 because I was expecting it to like continue pushing down. So even if it was like above this current candle here.
I just want to have 9 more pips to the downside on GG, heading down to
No, stop being greedy,
142.750.
bro. It's Friday.
And I'll be so freaking done for
nice.
the week. Trust.
Oh, you greedy, man. Close.
Still
Oh,
going.
man. It's,
Wow,
it's-
Kerwin.
Kerwin, shut up.
Bro, look this week, man. Come on. This week don't lie, man. Come on.
Man, the
I
analysis that this whole move's gonna get corrected was on point again. This is why I like GJ.
Yeah, it's so easy.
It's correct
Yes,
with
sir.
these moves. So
Who's
nice.
around the purple candles? Ted?
Green candles, that's all it is. Green
Yeah.
candles.
Yeah, just going to that target.
Yeah, man. This one.
What?
And now Mac is gonna enter again. Trust. For 3 pips. He's
That's
gonna
right.
raise 20 for 3 pips.
No, but if you see this candle here, now this one, go zoom out.
What?
No, I'm playing. I'm not kidding. But look at this. No, look at this candle here.
It's probably going to consolidate
Even on Friday.
before if it
You
reaches
just
down.
died.
Full margin sales right
Do
now.
not replace
Alright.
GG, please.
I'm watching gold, man.
News
Yeah, I'm
are
watching
coming
gold
out.
too.
Watching gold there.
Here comes
Gold is chilling right now.
All right, now we're gonna go to gold. Now we're gonna
Gold's
step
gonna
to
fly.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna step to the gold field. No,
I've got 81.4.
Yep, I want my buy stop to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said you have your buy stop above the.
Yeah.
15.
Go,
Oh,
go.
wow.
Oh, okay.
Look at that spread.
Oh, look at the pullback.
Holy shit.
Go.
That spread pumped up
Go,
at 10
go,
pips.
go, 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 go.
Come on.
Go,
Come
go.
on. There we go.
Come on.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Go.
Do
Yes.
it. Hey, just do it. Hey, do
Do it.
it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Yes.
Come on.
Do it, do it.
Come on.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. A little
Come
bit.
on.
Hold on, hold on.
Come on.
push up. Push
You
up.
can do it, Go.
Push up.
You
Do
can
it.
do it. You
Yeah.
can do
Do
it.
it, do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Keep doing it.
You can do it, man. You can do it.
You can do it, Nicky.
You can do it, Marcon. Come on.
can do it.
Do it, do it.
Nice.
Do it.
Oh wow, what a shit.
Nice call, Raja.
Yeah.
Negative news. Negative
Spread
news.
activated.
Mm-hmm.
Negative news.
numbers. Nice.
Negative
Beautiful.
numbers.
Yes, sir. Beautiful.
Well,
Oh, they were
same
as
as
expected.
expected.
So
Little
that
boost.
means nothing. Means gold will continue to fly. Nicely done. GJ
Yeah.
buy. GJ sells. Gold buys.
Fly, little
pelican. Fly, little pelican.
Oh,
Alright,
wow.
that was fun.
Gee, you fell hard.
Yeah.
Fly, pelican,
And then
fly.
it's gonna go back down.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Gold.
Patience.
It's
gold,
taking a breather.
gold.
Hey, Rakeel, like 10 people left the chat. I think they took sales.
Oh,
Yeah, that's very common.
Were you counting?
All right, GG, let's go, baby.
What did Tishon say? People left the chat.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
10
I
people.
think like 10 people left, so I think they took sales on gold.
Accounts ended on the Friday.
Loves it.
I love
you
it.
still holding GJ Southstead?
No,
Gold
I
taking
wasn't.
soul.
I was in gold buys. I was waiting for gold buys. That's what I
Nice.
wanted. You guys were in sells. I'm like, I'm waiting for the buys because Raja said the news would be negative, so I agreed.
Mhm.
And we pushed all the way down to that bottom of that zone, and we've been playing that range the whole week. So
Just before news came, it pushed a bit down on the 5.
yes,
You watched it,
yes,
did you see?
that's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
hmm
It was a very nice trade. Very nice.
Nice play.
Bro, no.
Well, GJ has reached target right there. As you can see, we're approaching target. So that was also a very nice one.
I'm waiting to see if gold kicks off more.
I think it
Yeah,
will.
that's gonna
Hey,
break through.
GJ,
Watch
come
it.
on, baby.
Who's still in GJ?
I'm in GSLs, man. I'm looking for 142, 750.
I'm looking for 140. He's crying.
What? 142 what?
142, 750.
It's a good
Okay.
trade.
That's
And
ambitious. though.
because I don't want to have to hold this trade for a long term. But basically, that's how we do it.
That's how you do it.
That's how
That's
you
how you
do it.
do it. Look
That's
at
how you
Kerwin.
do it, man.
This is how you do
Do
it.
it. Bam, 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 bam.
That's definitely a TikTok.
Just a
Yeah.
bunch of weirdos.
That's always. That's what you do. That's from Step Brothers, right? This is how we do it.
Gold's,
And
He falls on him.
gold is flying.
yeah, gold's about to rinse,
Gold is
man.
flying.
Oh, there we go. Gold is moving now.
Yeah,
Come
we're
on.
good. Oh,
Come on, gold.
this is a good week.
Yes, it
Man.
is.
This has
Freaky
been a
Friday.
good week.
This
Freaky
has
Friday.
been a good week. I love this week.
I'm gonna make a lot of money.
I would stop getting stopped out with gold. I'd be super happy.
Yeah. Where did you put your buy stops, Ted?
I had buy stops. Well, I had my first buy stop was at 1576.
Ah, nice.
Sorry, no, 1575, and I closed at 1577.
Yeah.
And then I have my second position running right now, which I got in at 1575.66. So,
Oh, decent, man. Well done.
yeah,
I'd be happy if gold.
it's based on the 15-minute chart. So the 15-minute chart, I had my stop loss at 1574. 90, and then the 15-minute candle, as soon as it flipped bullish, I activated my buy stops.
Awesome, man.
Come on, gold. Don't be suspicious.
I'd
Don't
be happy if
be
gold up to
Be
1580.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Okay, Sherlock.
Come on, gold. Come on. Just a little bit more. Oh, wow. If we break above 1578.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm kind of. I'm hoping that's gonna happen.
Oh, please. Please.
1580 was going to be the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got 81.4.
All right. Well, I'm going to move my stop loss into the profits.
Great.
Yo, what is that? Ryan.
Somebody mute me. I can't. Somebody mute me. Just mute me.
Why can't mute you?
Or I can't reach my phone.
What? You stuck it?
He's dropped it somewhere. So fishes me dropping under his car seat or something.
You guys are funny. Don't trade on Friday. Now you're in trades. Oh,
That's funny, right? We're
Raja,
comedians.
you said you only do minimal risk on Friday, but on your Instagram you're in a 30 lot sell on GJ. Explain, please, why? Why, Raja, did you lie to us that you're not going to trade?
Why didn't you tell us when to enter?
Why you lying
Playing
to
with
us?
my heart.
Why you lying, man?
Man, I can do whatever I want.
No, you
I'm
can't.
your mom, man. Why you lying?
You can't do it.
I can do
Not allowed.
whatever I want. I'm answerable to nobody.
It's interesting.
Come
though,
on,
because
nobody.
You try and help people to give them the majority and like the 80% rule, and then they get mad because you're taking risks and they're not.
All right, guys. Have a good morning, all right?
You do.
Take
Bye,
care.
bro.
Even though we talked about at the beginning of the stream that GJ was going to drop because it's at the weekly level and it's going to pull back a bit. We talked about that exact thing for like 20 minutes. And we said that gold would probably go up because of bad retail news. Because exactly what Raja said. Nobody's spending money in January because they're all in debt from buying Christmas gifts in December. I don't know how much cleaner that could be. I mean, here's some money on here's some money on a silver platter. Like, I mean,
choose to disregard the info.
I know.
That's
like,
fine.
I don't know. Like Raja told me, and I'm like, to me, that made sense too. I did a little bit of homework on my side, and I just made sure that I entered at the bottom of the range on the buys for gold.
So I'm getting excited again.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
you're breaking down. Resistance. Let's go.
Let's go.
Nice.
Fly, low pelican. Fly, low pelican.
All right.
Keep going gold.
I'm gonna pop some tags.
Wow.
Get above them wicks, man.
Yeah, if we can break above these wicks, if you look on the 4 hour and the daily, it's literally moves up to 15.
It is.
That's what I was looking on the 4 hour. Exactly
yes, if we can break 1584 is achievable potentially.
I was being very conservative at 81.4.
Yeah. If we can break, we got to break 1578, 1579. Once we do that, we're off to the races.
You know, Ted, every time you say off to the races, I always remember the, Dick Dastardly and Motley.
Yeah.
And the music. Catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon.
Are you there?
Oh, don't be suspicious, gold.
Don't be a suspect.
Don't pull back into the range, gold.
So if you move your stops up again, or
I'm trying to, but it's not holding. Like it
don't.
keeps pulling back into that area. Like I thought we were going to push to 1579 and hold. If we can keep at 1578, that's the ultimate target right now, to hold this trade. If we get to 1578, I will like to hold this trade, because then I think over the weekend potentially it could gap up further.
You want to hold it? You gonna hold it?
I want to. I don't see any downside with gold. Like that's the thing. But the problem is it's so choppy because everybody's putting orders in to drive it up. That I believe next week we're going to have the real move all the way up. I want us obviously to go 1584. 1584 has been my target for the last week. 1590, like even Tashawn and I were talking about that. 1590 when we were at 1555. That's the target. It's so choppy. Like as we break out, we need to break out of this area too. Each time that we break out, we need to hold the breakout, and we're not doing that right now. So if we get to 1578, 79 by the end of this hour, I'll hold this trade. And it looks like it's starting to do that. So as long as we keep holding above 1578, we're at a good level.
5 minutes is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We just need a support, I think.
Yeah, we just need a support built.
Hey, Roger, you there?
Yep.
I was in a meeting. I actually have a question for you about your GJ trade. I think at one point you were saying you were waiting for a candle close, but obviously it just pushed. Did you just execute upon the break of the 30-minute low?
Yeah. I had one entry up over here, like 130, 140. The stop was very small, but it was risky, right? But once this kind of pushed hard down, once it pushed below the low of the previous one and it tapped into the zone, it just, for me, it just made sense to this is now going to continue to push, because I was expecting in my mind for the New York Open to push it down, and when that started to happen, I just had to follow what I thought.
Also did the same thing a few candles before, broke the low with a bearish candle.
Yeah, exactly. But that wasn't the New York Open.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
For me, I struggle with these types of entries.
Okay.
Like impulse, and I just thought GCAD looks a lot nicer because it just forms a resistance on the 1 hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that Glenn? Hey, Glenn.
Yeah, that was good. Like it formed, and on the 30-minute 2, you have like a nice bearish
Yeah.
kind of close. So yeah, so it all depends on how you feel, right? Because if someone took a sell, because when I took the sell down at the zone, I looked at my stop, like I went to my chart, looked at the stop. My stop was like 13 pips, right? So my stop was up over here, but in reality, I could have it like, at like 12 or 11 too. So I was kind of like okay with that, taking that impulse trades. It's kind of like what happened yesterday with GJ2. Once it broke,
Exactly, which is why I missed it, because I
yeah,
was uncomfortable taking an impulse trade.
yeah. See, so I used to miss moves like these a lot. So then I started to look at it that okay, like what, if a candle's going to break, right? If I was to take this buy, how could I have taken this buy with a good stop? So I would have looked at it and said, okay, like what, if it was breaking above this area, I guess my stop below the current candle would have made sense, right? And the same thing happened here. If it's breaking this zone, now you're looking at, okay, if it's breaking the zone, where could I have had my stop? And you're like, okay, maybe above this candle here, it would have made sense. So I looked at these things repeatedly over and over again. It used to happen, but then I think just like 4 months ago, I started to act on these impulse moves. Just 4 months ago. As I watched them happen over and over again, tired of getting missed, and then I started executing with like a smaller lot, like on these moves, just to see that okay, I've seen it happen, and it's gonna happen. I'm gonna take it. So it just comes with experience.
You take these moves only on like New York Open when there's gonna be a lot of volume coming out?
No, it just pushes. Like yesterday, it pushed before New York Open, but today it pushed at New York Open.
Yeah.
Depends on how the candles are set up. Like there's no exact way to say that, oh, at this time you can do it. It just depends on how, And gold is running nice over here.
Oh yeah. Indeed.
Hey
Yeah,
gang,
so
take care. I'll see you guys later.
take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, if you're in gold right now, you should be taking profits, or you should be moving your stop loss to above break even. Expect a bit of a pullback in the.
No, pullbacks.
No, at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. In 15 minutes.
We got
Maybe the guy who left, maybe he just blew his account or something because he left really quickly. So like, okay, guys, I'm going to see you later.
Problem is with this momentum. Come on, goes not stop.
So 1580. If you get to 1580, you should be taking profit at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, that's my.
secured
There
some.
you go. That's my top. That's my target.
Yeah. So if you're up there, I'm about to close off.
Do some, dude. Yeah, man. What a week.
Oh, if Ted closed, then it's gonna start flying again.
Yeah, no, well, I'm up 40 pips, so I might just close it. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, don't play, man. Yeah, just deal with it.
Thanks for that trade, Ted.
No problem.
I opened a one lot on that. I got like 10 pips.
Really?
Yeah.
Scary man, you scary man. Yeah, so I just closed off that trade. It'll probably keep running, but
10 more pips coming.
Yeah, exactly. There it goes.
81.4 is, I think, is plenty.
Yeah.
I think that's well, that'd be greedy, man. Friday, it's an awesome day.
Wow, this was a trade of the day here.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm closing nearly all mine.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not holding over the weekend, man.
I'm more
Got
than
time for
happy
that.
with this.
So,
It's good. Well done, everybody.
yeah, nice space for the
Oh,
week.
done.
Okay, Raja, take care, buddy. See you. I love you.
Okay.
No, man, I'm lying. No.
The thing is, though, if you look at the daily candle now on gold, 1584 is a very easy target.
Now you're gonna tell me that.
No, but I mean, if you look at it, I mean, it just does make sense, but I don't care for it.
No, but we already had a nice move. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point being greedy, man. We've got enough time.
This move was like $5 on gold.
Yeah, it was very easy.
Did GJ keep going or not?
It pulled back.
Yeah,
a bit.
still
Oh,
going.
yeah, it did. It's still going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting pullback.
Oh, and he's still in.
No, I closed. I closed everything.
750 is coming soon.
JJ gold,
Wow.
everything. Because GG may continue dropping, but
It's
I'm not gonna
exactly
be
what we
worried.
talked about in the morning, that this is going to get corrected.
Yep.
Yeah.
End of the week. Weekly
Yeah.
pullback, and then next week we'll start again.
Yeah, maybe we'll get momentum push from gold, as we did recently. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
See, these are the calls we make on the simulation sessions,
Yeah.
and they happen.
Well, it's also too because you're able to understand the ranges that pairs move in specific times, right? And I think that's the thing with gold, especially. Like, the last 15 minutes, there's always a potential pullback, but then it'll continue in the next hour. But how deep do you want to get the pullback? Like, we hit 1580 basically, and it'll probably continue moving now. But it's just, what's your comfort? Like, what's your take profit point? Like, what do you want from the trade?
Probably that bit that I didn't just take.
Oh yeah, that just flew up again more. Yeah. Oh, the 15 minutes gonna take off again. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. I'm out, man.
But to be honest, we've been. Remember, Ted, we was going back and forth all week last week from like 1550s.
Yep.
And what we both said to each other in the chat is like, gold isn't moving as clean as it usually does.
That's
Usually
right.
this move would happen in like an overnight or in a day or something. This has taken 2 weeks to happen. And we still got another $10 or so to get where we actually thought. So next week we could come back and go all the way up in a clean way. So
I really agree with that thought process, and I like the fact my only fear right now is this weekly candle does something stupid and pushes up a little bit more. But the fact that the weekly candle is now back in that zone, if Raj, if you go to the weekly for a second. Now, so what I'm planning for next week is we've basically now understood that this is the zone. So my anticipation is we'll probably stop this weekly candle will probably stop, I would say, probably halfway. Maybe we'll get to here if we're lucky. But that's good, because now what we have is we have all these orders that have been collected over here over the last few weeks, and now we have bullish momentum to get to this top. So what you anticipate next week is this idea. This idea here, that this will pull back, which we expect, and then we will have a continuous drive up to fill that area. So this is a perfect scenario for us, and that's what I really like about the fact that we have this candle that we've just created. This huge candle on the weekly, that it's done that, because now we have the momentum that we need to push all the way up to fill the rest of this range to 1592. So like I told people today earlier, is if you miss this move here and you miss this trade, that's fine. What you should now start doing is exactly what I just did here, is start hunting for next week. And you're able to then understand that, hey, chances are we're going to go fill the rest of that previous candle, and that's what you're looking for at this point. So don't worry so much if it goes to 1584 or even 1583 or whatever the number it finishes off at the weekly. Next week is going to be your week where you really have to hunt gold, because you're going to get back to that 1592 level and eventually up to 1600. So next week will be a pivotal week, because this weekly candle now is so strong. So it's just something to keep in mind. So if gold is on your watch list or you trade gold, that's what you're looking for next week, and that's what I'll be looking for. I want to see a pullback on Monday or Tuesday. I know Monday will probably continue today's move, so I'll be looking for a pullback on Tuesday, and then I want to attack the rest of the week to grab the rest of that liquidity all the way up. And that corresponds with, now we're entering the third week of the month, and now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of the monthly candle. We're in the heaviest part of the month for the weekly candles, and now the daily candles will start giving us more structure, because we've had that monthly pullback where we grabbed liquidity down at the bottom, and now we're continuing with bullish structure. So that's what you'll be looking for.
So who's selling gold? That's the next one.
Oh, Tuesday, everyone will be selling gold.
Oh, yeah, that's
back down to 1560 again, or 1540. It always happens.
Awesome. Right, so we're going to argue over who called what first, or
Yeah, that's right. Like that's today's argument. Well, Raja technically called everything today. He called GJ sells. He called that right away to that target, and he also called gold buys because of the fact that retail news would be bad.
He did mention the news, indeed.
And that's the reason why I took gold buys, because I agreed with him, because my bias for gold was always going to be buy anyways. So we just needed a catalyst, and that was the catalyst. It's funny how convenient news comes in and props up pairs for certain reasons. It's almost like there's a correlation between the way the market moves and some news release and the expectation of that news release.
Yes.
If only there was some sort of website which had these news events on them.
If only, right? If only.
Holy shit, I actually crushed it today.
I think there's one called Forex Factory.
You know what I think? I think when GJ went down to 142,800, and some people were like, "Oh, I think it's going to push down to 142,550." I think some people took sells, and I think now they're like, "Fuck," they're holding drawdown.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would suck as well because GJ looks like it's going to rip all the way back up.
I mean, once again, all we have to do is we just have to box in ranges, right? And you can turn around and you can box in this range right here, and you can say, okay, this here was consolidation. We broke down, and if you build out this kind of structure on your charts, you can see how different things move, and you can then anticipate, okay, well, where are we going next, and why are we going next? So we go up here, sort of go sideways, drop a bit, sideways, drop a bit, but then this matches up with this area over here, and now we're going to go back up in that direction again, right? So that's what you're looking at anticipating. But if you don't understand that anticipation, it's very difficult, because this trade that Raja took, I mean, it was pretty straightforward because he had consolidation in this box, and like he said, he's like, well, if we don't break the high here at this point, then we're going to probably drop. And then what you're doing is you're just looking to the left saying, okay, well, where's my targets? And here's your target right over here, right? And you can see that the wick basically went through that target. But even still, you could have done one better, and you could have said this would have been your target. You would have been able to take a trade that would have been below, say, this wick or even this wick here, and said, okay, my target now is to this level at here. So you then move your stop loss maybe up to here. So if we do this, your stop loss is here. Your entry is, let's see if I get this right, entry here. And then, entry, safe entry, and then, take profit, right? So you can do that, and you can set yourself up there, and really put yourself in a position to win. It would be the same thing as when you look at gold. As soon as gold broke out of 1575, 1576, you knew that we were going to break up. And then what you have is you just have your targets, and what you're doing is you're looking to the left with your targets. And I mean, with gold, the targets here were a little bit wider because we don't really have any traffic on the hourly or the 4 hour. So now you have to zoom out a bit and say to yourself, okay, well, where do we think we're going to hit? Gold right now, we're hitting 1580. And if you look to the left, there's a lot of traffic at that point. So these are judgment calls that you make as a trader, and you say, okay, 1580 was a very good target. I'm happy with that because I got in at 1576 or 1577, so I did 30 pips, and based on where we are on the 4 hour looking left, we've got a little bit more, we may not have a little bit more to move. Like that might be the move for the day. It might continue to go up, but then now here comes probability. So this is how you manage your risk, and this is what you would do if you're playing a poker game. Okay, so you're sitting at a poker game, and what you have is right now you're up $8,000 or $5,000 or whatever the amount is, right? Because you've just taken this gold trade. You have an opportunity to make an additional, say, 20 pips at this point. But then what you have to say to yourself is, what is the probability of me getting those pips versus the fact that I was able to do 30 pips in one single candle? So do I want to wait 2 or 3 more candles to get 30 pips, or am I comfortable with the fact that I got 30 pips with one candle and the probability of me hitting that target was higher than me trying to hit a little bit more of that target? So as an example, if I bet my final hand in poker, so we're at the end of the game on the river, and I know I have the best hand, and I know the person is calling me, I have to come to a deduction, say, well, if I go all in, he's not going to call my bet because he knows I have the best hand. What is the proper amount that I should be betting to induce him to make a call for me? If I bet too little, he knows that I'm probably have the best hand as well. So if I bet too much or I bet too little, that scares people, right? You bet too little, people are like, oh, you must have the best hand. Like, why are you trying to drag me in? If I bet too much, that scares them off because it's like, you must have the best hand. Otherwise, why would you put your chips in the middle? So now you find that happy medium. It's the same thing when you're trading. If you get to 1580 and you're looking for 1582, those extra 20 pips could cost you a pullback all the way back down to 1578. Right? So do you want to risk 20 pips just to get to an extra 20 pips when you're already up 30 pips? That's the kind of information you have to be able to process in your mind and say, hey, 1580 was probably a good target because we reached the 4 hour. Is there a probability going to 1582, 1581? Of course. But why do I want to keep risk on the table to get to that point when 1580 basically got me 30 or 40 pips at this point with relative ease? That's sort of the idea behind it. There's always an ability to get more money. It's the effort involved to get more money is the question you have to ask yourself. Is it worth it for me to sit in front of the charts another 2 hours to grab 20 pips? Or I can leave the charts right now having grabbed 30 pips in a 15-minute candle. And that's what you have to understand every single time you're trading. And that will help you understand yourself and say, hey, listen, to try and wait till 10 o'clock to get to 1582, is it really worth it? I'm done. Like, do I need an extra $200? Or do I need an extra $1, like an extra $100? Is it going to make a difference in what I'm actually going to do with my life? Or now I'm risking the $300 or the $100 I've made to make an extra $30 or $40 when I can end the week on a high? And that's, all the things that you should be processing as a trader.
Yeah, that was actually a very, very good day today.
I was very conservative in my stops because I had them at 77.3 based on the 1 hour, just in case we pushed hard. And it worked out all right. I didn't go as low as that just in case we got a spike, but it's a good day, man. Awesome. Cricket's gone red. We sell it now, right? Still red.
Fun stream, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, we had fun today.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Always a good time.
Oh, there's a good time on Wix Don't Lie stream. Ted and Monty featured guests on Macedonian too.
What?
You should get some theme music. So when you start and end a stream, you put the theme music on.
Yeah.
Trading with Wix don't lie. Trading with Wix don't lie. The retards win every day.
The retarders.
The retarders.
The retarders.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, it should be like.
You gotta say retarders. You can't say retards.
Okay, sorry. Yes, that's true.
The
And
retarders.
you know, like in the end, like when you had Looney Tunes, that
Yeah.
thing would come in the end, and that's all, folks.
Yeah.
You know,
That's all, folks. Finn.
Max
know what
Face
should
should
be-
come up and say, "That's all, folks."
That's all, folks. Right there.
you know what should be funny? Next time you guys come to Miami, I'm gonna send some. I'm gonna make some T-shirts with the retarded thing on in the front.
Retarders.
We go out for dinner. We go out for dinner. The retarders.
The retarders.
Yeah, I'll miss that one out.
You can't. Yeah, you can't think retard. Definitely retarders. You'll get triggered.
I'm just looking for theme songs.
Yeah, you can't use that word anymore.
No, you
No,
can't.
you can't.
That's
But now you can.
No.
Yeah, that's a very strong word. I guess.
Retard. You can't use it. That's why I said retarders.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Very
see
strong.
a retard
Very
myself. I find
smart.
that offensive.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I don't know. People just take it like serious, very serious. Down syndrome, you can't say retard.
Guys, what's your IG? Need to follow.
My IG.
Just whack them all on the screen. Just.
You can just follow me
Macedonian.
on YouTube.
Go follow Macadamia.
Ted toxic as fuck. Gold trading TV. Bro, he's got something with you.
I am toxic. Here
Gold
comes
trading
gold to
TV.
continue to fly.
This gold trading TV also spammed the London session as well.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, he wants his own channel. I think he has his
Gold
own
trading
channel.
TV.
It's always like gold buy, gold sell, gold buy.
Drawdown.
I'm gonna examine his channel. Let's see what
Oh.
good is in it.
I've done that already.
Go to channel. Oh, look at that, beginners.
What? How did you do that?
But he's only done 4 videos.
Alright, but never pick up.
Or 6 videos. How come you've only done 6 videos?
What?
And you don't spell subscribe properly.
I wasn't gonna say that. I was waiting for someone to pick up on it.
You gotta watch your spelling. And
Yeah,
notified, you should keep that as a lowercase n because that's not a new sentence.
Right.
Live stream, that's good. You can do that. Yeah, but just fix your spelling because I wouldn't want to learn from someone who can't spell. Like, I mean, that's just me being serious.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Gold Train TV has a lot of videos.
Yeah, he has some good videos. He just has to fix his spelling. So let's hope he fixes that.
Nice.
Yeah. And he's got 100
50 views, 70 views. Yeah.
And he's from the UK. Wow, no wonder he's angry.
No,
He's not
man.
angry. He just wants people to follow him. He
No,
thinks
he's-
that's gonna help him. That's all.
He's from
Help him.
Australia.
Oh, he's from Australia. That's right.
Oh, he's got a British flag.
No, but that's Australia. Australian is a British colony,
Oh, yeah.
just like Canada.
Indeed.
Right.
We used to rule the world once back
Yes,
in
we
the day.
did. Yeah, you did.
Before we became like a teeny island by ourselves. Well, we kind of still do though, in a way.
Yeah, I guess we took the White House and then.
Yeah, that was it.
When I give a follow to Gold Trading TV, subscribe.
Yeah, I'll subscribe to his channel.
I'll subscribe. How do you do this?
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but all right.
Well,
Just
you're
help the
supporting
guys.
it. Support the channel.
Ted, can I ask you a question?
Definitely.
How come you said that you wouldn't purchase an apartment in that 95-story building?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's two reasons behind that. I once lived in a 33-floor building, and when you live on the higher floors, it takes forever for the elevators to come up and down. And when you have to go out, it takes you 20 minutes to get out of your building. Like that was the most frustrating part about living in like a high-rise condo like that. It is because you don't realize, like when you walk out of your house and you get in your car, you just start going, right? But when I lived 33 floors up, I would wait for the elevator, and then as we're going down, we're picking up everybody at the same time. And then when you get into the parking garage, you now have to wait to get your car out because people are all trying to get out of the parking garage at the same time, especially during like high like traffic times, like if you're going to work or Saturday night you're going out, it's just not fun. You know, and obviously the view is going to be ridiculously high, but I mean, yeah, that's one of the things.
Yeah, it's too high for me, man.
Yeah, way too high.
Yeah.
I used to live on the 3rd floor, and my cat fell off the balcony one time. Survived. Never again. I'm past the 2nd floor.
Hi Ted, would you recommend for a trader wants to reduce their trading costs? I'm asking since you own a brokerage firm. Well, Philip, I think most brokers have the same spreads, or the same, I guess, commission fees. Usually, if you're looking for around anywhere between $5 and $7 round trip per lot, you're doing okay. Anything above $7, I think, is not conducive to trading. And then just watch the pairs that you're trading. And check their spreads. I think that's the best thing you can do. I mean, Raja trades on a couple of brokerages. Obviously, I have my brokerage. There's also like very good brokerages out there that are very big that have comparable spreads. So I think if you're working with any of the top brokers, you'll have a good trading experience. Pull back.
Quick, sell it, quick.
Sell it.
Would you take entry on GJ after first minute turn bullish as possible support created? I think after the 15-minute I would have for a retest, but now it's a Friday, so yeah, I'm gonna go. I have to go soon here. I'm gonna leave for Niagara soon.
Oh yes, Niagara.
Yes.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh yeah, enjoy,
man.
500,
500 a night. Can you believe that?
Well, you better enjoy it.
That's a long weekend too.
It's cold up there, right? It's like really freezing.
Yeah, it's winter time in Canada. It's supposed to be cold.
No, that you asshole.
Oh my god.
Canada, man. In February. When it's cold.
You know, I'm like an hour away from you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, still winter.
No, it's not. Spring already, you know?
Yeah,
oh, bro.
It's pretty cold today.
It is cold.
Spring
It's supposed to be one of the
New York.
coldest days today.
Wow, it feels like minus 23.
All I know is I was putting out my garbage and recycling last night, and man, I did that quick.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah. But it was weird yesterday because I was out and it rained, but it was wet snow and then it froze and my car got froze. Like on my car was frozen, and the roads were all slick. I didn't realize how slick the roads were yesterday. Even though they were clear, like it looked like it was dry, but they weren't. They were just we were skidding everywhere.
Yeah, it was a lot of dry snow and it just froze.
Yeah.
Minus 23. Extreme cold warning. They should give those warnings at minus 30 or 40.
23 is not that bad, right?
Yeah. All right, everybody, take care. Have fun. We'll see you Monday.
All right, man.
Okay, Reza.
Like guys.
Have a weekend.
There's Monday's holiday, so.
Oh, Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
See you
Guys, enjoy your weekend. Don't overtrade and give it a like. Give it a like. Now.
All right. Take care.
Let's get 200 likes, please.
Okay, shukriya, shukriya.
Shukriya, Rami.
Stay for the likes.
It's
Monday
Monday.
is President's Day.
So Monday is gonna be a nice day.
Someone asked,
Enjoy
Monday is a bank holiday.
Yes, it's gonna be a nice day. Enjoy
Oh,
with your family.
for the US.
Yes.
Yeah. We can still trade during London with Monty.
Día de los Presidentes.
Yes,
Donald
sir.
Trump.
Cállate, huevón.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. Is that the rakeel? That's the only word you know?
De nada, de nada.
Yeah, Raquel knows
Nada.
cómo hablar español.
Gracias.
Hablo español.
Hablas muy
amigo.
bien,
Hablas
Hablo
amigo.
español,
amigo.
no problema. No problema.
Sí,
hablo
no
mucho.
problema.
No problema.
Problema.
Feminine.
Hablo mucho español.
Hablas demasiado. Cagalón.
No comprende
Yes.
español, amigo.
You should move to Miami, Raja. You're gonna learn Cuban right away.
You're gonna learn not Spanish, but Cuban.
Cuban.
Cuba.
Hey, where's the Iron Man? I haven't seen him in a minute. Iron Man.
Iron Man.
He's fighting.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Flying from.
He's fighting.
He's fighting, man.
He's still on gold shorts. He's like from beginning.
All right. Take care, everybody. See you Monday.
All right.
Tuesday.
Take
All
care.
right. Shukriya, shukriya.
Shukriya.
Ja.
200 likes. Ja.
Ja, ja.
All right, we out. We stole the likes. We out. Bye.
Eso fue todo, amigos.
And that's all